Dudes and dudettes, how are you guys? This is Chazzy and today let's talk about FIFA. No, not the award-winning video game series. I don't know why I said award-winning. Did that thing win a freaking Grammy or something? What? Let's talk about the company, the enterprise, the franchise, you know, the what does FIFA stand for again? The Federal International Federation of, no, the Federation of International Football Association. Whatever it is, I'm gonna put it here on the screen right now. You guys are about to see it right here if I got it right, you know? But anyway, so here's the thing, guys. In case you guys don't know, FIFA isn't exactly a family-friendly enterprise. You know, they have had their shares of controversies over the years, and there are a lot of different videos that I could record about this. You know, there's a lot of stuff that I could get into, details, a lot of which just comes down to personal opinions and theories, you know, conspiracies and all of that. But you can't deny that FIFA is, at its core, a very shady company, you know, and we're talking, and it's not just about rigging matches, you know, to fit certain narratives, to have results that they want, you know, or trying to, you know, push money where they can to try to get their ways, you know, try to make a certain competitions be in a certain way, you know. But anyway, oh, and let's not even get started on racism, right? But that's actually what I'm going to be talking about today, okay? There was recently something that happened that kind of like inspired the idea for this video in the first place, which is that there was this controversy where a few big clubs in Europe, I believe the ones involved were Real Madrid and Liverpool and Bayern Munich, I believe, you know. There were a few, Milan perhaps, you know. There were a few different big clubs from different countries in Europe that got together to create this thing called the Super League, something like that, where they would have their own competition with their own rules, their own regulations, you know. They were the ones calling the shots, you know. Basically, they were the ones who had full authority over the competition and what was going to happen, how it was going to be administered, and they would keep 100% of the revenue, the clubs involved, right? Now, of course, because these clubs are owned by FIFA, because they are properties of FIFA and they do participate in competitions that are licensed by FIFA, the company itself didn't take this too lightly, you know. I guess they felt a little betrayed. They felt like they got stabbed in the back or something, you know. And so they went and they cracked down on what was happening, and they not only abolished the league completely, but they not suspended, they just ejected from this season these clubs from playing the UEFA Champions League and a few other competitions. And some of the players that were involved cannot play in the next World Cup. They can't play for their countries, you know, their respective nations. Now, it does seem to be a very grave punishment, you know. It's a very serious thing, and I actually think they went a little overboard, because it wasn't the players' faults individually, you know. I mean, yeah, they were involved, of course, because they were playing the tournament, but I mean, they're not exactly authority figures in the sport, you know. They just play. They do what you tell them to do and they get their money to score their goals, you know. So of course the clubs are the ones that are to blame here. So it does make sense for you to punish the clubs, but I don't really agree with punishing the players individually, man, because some of these players, they represent their countries at the international level, you know. Like, how are you gonna have a World Cup without Lionel Messi, for example, you know? It just doesn't make any sense, you know. You like how would you have a World Cup without some of these really big players representing their nations? So I think that FIFA over exaggerated on the punishment, you know. However, the next point that I'm going to make illustrates the exact problem that I have with this thing in the first place. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys know at this point that FIFA does have its share of racism. You know, they do have a few racial moments, you know, involving players and fans in the stadiums, you know, and a lot of cyberbullying, you know, and a lot of racism on social media. So they're not strangers to racism and prejudice, is what I'm trying to say, you know. And there has been a lot of racism in the past few years. Of course, there always has been, but I think it's somehow worse, like in the last 10 or 15 years or so, you know. There was a very famous incident some time ago where somebody threw a banana at Daniel Alves while he was playing for Barcelona, and then he picked it up, unpeeled it, and ate it, you know. And this launched the smear campaign saying that we are all monkeys, you know, everybody's apes, you know, and everybody was eating bananas on social media. Of course, something like that does not make sense here in Brazil, because these people the people in this country have very dirty minds, so that did not do too well here. A bunch of people posting photos eating bananas and stuff, you know. It didn't go too well. But Brazilians don't take anything seriously anyway. But the point is that this launched a campaign all over the world, you know, to try to combat racism, and it just kept getting worse. There were many more incidents, you know, and even by the players, you know, like Luis Suarez, who's actually a very excellent striker. He actually he was zeroed in on, you know, for a couple of racist comments, you know, and acts inside of the during the game, where he wouldn't shake a black player's hand, you know, Patrice Evra. So there are a few individual players who do kind of tarnish the image of the sport, you know. But I really don't understand how FIFA takes this new competition being created away from them so much more seriously than racism, which, let's be honest, is the thing that they should most be prioritizing right now. You know, it seems like their efforts to combat the racism within their sport is not really guided correctly. It's like their priorities are going more to them not making enough money, you know. Wait a second, you guys made a competition without us knowing? Okay, well, you're all going to be excluded from the Champions League, even though it's gonna mess up the entire brackets, you know. We're just gonna have a few clubs remaining, and we're going to prohibit these players from playing in the World Cup next freaking year. You know, it's like, it really doesn't make sense to me. It's like their punishment was so over exaggerated for something that was so stupid. I mean, come on, so a few clubs made a competition without you knowing. Big deal. Just go and give them like a flick on the hand or something and let them go. You know, you can punish them for like a, I don't know, you can, I guess like, like excluding them from the Champions League was already bad enough, but I don't know, you guys could have maybe, I don't know, just fine them, you know, like make the clubs pay a really huge fine, you know, so they would have very little money, and actually make them have to win competitions to recuperate that money, you know. That would make a lot more sense. But banning the club from a competition, you know, like, what is this, Cobra Kai? You know, I don't get it, but still. And it was very misdirected, because it seems like the punishments that FIFA dishes out for racism is not, like, they don't really match the punishment dished out for this, you know. It's like there's an imbalance, you know. It really doesn't make sense. But hey, I'm not the one running the joint, so like, who am I to say anything, you know? I'm just giving my opinion, you know. I think that freaking hair in my eye or something. I just think that you guys have your priorities really out of whack, man. You know, you guys really have to recheck your priorities on this one. Now, here's the thing. I don't know exactly what the popular opinion is about this. You know, I've seen people talking about this on Twitter, for example, but I haven't really come up with an answer. I haven't come up with an estimate of how many people think the way I do, and how many people don't, like how they actually agree with this and how it was actually fair, you know. Me personally, I think it was overkill. You know, I think that they went way too overboard on the punishments, you know, and it wasn't properly directed, because like I said, racism seems to not be taken very seriously, you know, because FIFA, they always do these campaigns on social media, like, yeah, say no to racism, hashtag no to racism, and they display it on the banners during matches, you know, and this and that. And then the Premier League and other competitions say we will not condone racism, you know, but it doesn't seem like there aren't too many consequences for the people who are practicing the racism in the first place, you know. It's like, if you see somebody being racist, like, why don't you kick them out of a stadium, you know? If that happened, I didn't see it. I don't know any stories about a supporter being kicked out of a stadium because of racist comments or something, you know. But why don't you, like, I don't know, ban certain people who are racist from going to the matches? No, why don't you ban the people doing it? Why do you have to ban the players who are playing a competition that they clearly have no power over, you know? But anyway, it seems like everything in FIFA right now was misguided, you know. And don't even get me started on the rigged matches, man. That's definitely a video for another day. But I definitely think that FIFA rigs matches every now and again, you know, because there are some results that really doesn't make sense, you know. Even after watching match day inside FC Barcelona, you know, I understood much more how sometimes something just doesn't click in the team and they just can't play really well, you know. It's like, I don't know, the team chemistry that day was just completely out of whack, you know. It was bonkers, so nobody played well. But it doesn't explain a team winning, like, I don't know, 4-0, you know, in a home match, and in the away match they lose 6-0 or something, 6-2. Like, they lose by the amount of goals that they need to lose for the other team to advance, and they lose by that exact same margin, you know. It doesn't make sense. To me, it's rigged, you know. But like I said, topic for another day. Very tender topic, and I don't know when I'm going to be getting around to it, but it's definitely coming. It's definitely coming. You guys can be sure about that. But I really do think that right now, the whole entire FIFA franchise, they really need to just rebrand themselves and reorganize their priorities, man. Because you guys are freaking crazy. You're going off the rails, you know. You're starting to become Disney when it's just about money, 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 you know. I mean, what happened to the entertainment? What happened to the passion, the love, the sportsmanship, you know? I mean, it doesn't make sense anymore, man. And we're talking about a game that used to be very, very beautiful to watch. Still kind of is, depending on how you watch it. Like the Premier League, for example, it's a competition that I will always enjoy watching no matter what. But anywhere else in the world, it's been getting worse and worse, you know? I don't know, man. I just think that there's so much controversy, you know, so much match rigging and how can I say, Would I dare to say money laundering? Is there might be some money laundering too. The point is that there are so many controversies that it's really hard to enjoy the sport that I once was so passionately in love with, you know? But anyway, guys, I think that's it. You know, that's really all I wanted to talk about. You know, I just wanted to get my opinion out there. I want my voice to be heard. You know, how many people watch this video? I just really wanted to tell you how I feel about this and how it affects me as a fan of the sport. You know, I've started to become less and less of a fan in recent years, mostly because I've been falling more towards basketball, even some hockey now. I'm trying to watch different sports, you know, to make up for lost time. I should have gotten into sports when I was younger. I really regret that. So I'm trying to do it now. But the point is that FIFA right now, they are in a very dark place, man. It's like they're spiraling inwards into themselves, you know? So it's tough, man. It's tough, you know, and we're all just trying to keep ourselves together, you know, trying to keep watching the matches, even though sometimes it seems like everything is rigged. You know, the referees, you know, it's just now they have the new goal scoring system, you know, we call it the VAR, the VAR, you know, and it's not helping too much, at least here in Brazil. So there are many different changes being implemented. Some of them help, others really don't, but it really depends on how you look at it, man. You know, it depends on how you guys see it. But to me, FIFA is just, it's going from bad to worse very quickly. They are going downhill fast, you know? So yeah, just from one sports fan, you know? But anyway, that's it, guys, okay? If you guys agree or disagree, let me know in the comments below. You can like or dislike this video depending on how you feel about this topic. If you happen to like this video, subscribe to my channel down below because I do a lot of different topics, not just talking about soccer or football, but a lot of different things. I have been playing FIFA 20. You guys can go check out that playlist there, you know, in case you like it. And if you do subscribe, be sure to hit the notification bell to know exactly when I'm going to be uploading videos, because sometimes I upload one, sometimes I upload two, and you never know what time of day I'm going to be doing it, but there will be an upload every single day. So it's good to hit that bell so you can know exactly when it's going to be coming out. All right, so that's it, guys. This is Chazzy signing out for now, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video.